It's a Snapchat school threat. A student busted.
We take every threat at face value, and we're going to investigate and get to the bottom of it.
We're live in Pasadena, where parents have been notified of a possible school threat. And who is baby Jacob? A mystery deepens on Galveston Island as police release new information on the death of a child. And should you be able to use food stamps to pay for pet food? We want to know what you think. Plus, you gotta hear how a lawnmower on the loose caught some crooks in North Texas.
And with a plea from investigators in Galveston County. Now, what you see here is a sketch of a little boy. He was found dead on the beach.
That's right, and that was 4 months ago, and they still have no idea who he is or who hurt him. And they are so desperate for information right now, they are resorting to one extraordinary measure.
Yeah, Matt Doherty is live in Galveston to explain what exactly they are doing.
Yeah, Reka and Jason, instead of relying on that sketch, detectives now want people to see an actual picture of that little boy. Now, this isn't something that they ever do, and it isn't something that we would do either under any other circumstances, because it is so disturbing. But with that said, here it is. Take a look at that little boy. This is the 3-year-old. This photo was taken back on October the 20th, where he was found washed up on the beach. Now, police are hoping someone with information will come forward after recognizing the picture. Police say the autopsy shows the boy died before he was dumped in the Gulf. They believe he was dumped in the water between October the 17th and the 18th. Police say the autopsy shows the boy was neglected and abused, and they say he was about half the weight a boy his age should be.
It's extremely frustrating. It's challenging to know, you're a detective, you want to solve the case, right? Well, where do you go when no one's coming and telling me what's happening? I got a little boy that no one's telling me who he is. I just hope that, eventually we can identify him and we'll move forward and find out what happened to him.
Now, we'll have a photo of that boy back on our website, KSU.com, if you want to go over there and take a look and see if maybe you might be able to identify him. If you do have any information on little baby Jacob, you want to go ahead and call the FBI or the Galveston Police Department right away. We're live on Galveston Island, standing for Houston. Matt Doherty, KHU 11 News.
Yeah, it's such a disturbing photo to see, but if it leads to any answers, I think that little boy's family will be grateful. Thank you, Matt.
And new this afternoon, a 14-year-old Pearland student is facing terroristic threat charges.
And it's all linked to a possible threat made toward Barry Miller Junior High on Snapchat.
Adam Bennett has been talking to authorities about how they found out about this threat. Adam.
Well, Jason and Reka, it actually all started last night. A woman called police saying that her children had received disturbing messages on Snapchat from a 14-year-old that they knew, allegedly making what police say are possible threats against this very school. Now, police say today that a couple of other kids saw that message too. They described it to me as vague. They say it did not mention a specific act or weapon. The officer described it to me as something along the lines of, in his words, "Don't come to school tomorrow or else," but alluded to possibly bringing a gun or something similar to school. But that police officer told me that for his department, even though it was vague, that was enough to take this 14-year-old into custody.
Anytime somebody alludes to taking any type of weapon to a school, especially one that's here in a public school that's in our city, we're going to react and err on the side of caution, and we're going to take appropriate measures to make sure absolutely no one gets hurt or no one's going to cause anybody else to panic or become hurt.
Now today, Barry Miller Junior High's principal sent a letter to parents telling them about this threat, also assuring them that police will be present at the school and that the student who posted the threats allegedly will not. Now, district spokesperson for the school district referred all other questions to the police department. Officer Wells told me that that student, whose name they are not releasing because he is a juvenile, will not be coming back to this school while the school district and the administration decides what his punishment should be. Jason?
All right, thank you so much, Adam. A decision certainly to be made there. Thank you.
It started as a rescue mission, but it ended in the death of a Conroe father who had been kidnapped.
He was shot and killed by an FBI agent. Now, this happened last Thursday, but today we are finally getting new details. Janelle Bluda joins us live from downtown police headquarters with new information in this very complicated case. Janelle?
That's right, Reka. Well, the Houston police are conducting their own investigation alongside the FBI. This morning, Chief Acevedo gave us an insight into what they say happened. Now, he says FBI intelligence told agents that Ulysses Valladares was in a back room of the house. So tactical teams planned to make entry into the front door, while two agents went around back to the victim's window with a breaching tool. An agent tried to break the back window, but in the process accidentally dropped the tool inside the home. As a replacement, the agent used his M4 rifle to continue breaking the window when police say someone from inside began pulling on the rifle. Acevedo says the agent began losing control of the weapon and then intentionally fired 2 shots. And they didn't find out until later that the person on the other end of the rifle was actually Valladares, who was on a bed or a sofa below the window. His hands were still bound with duct tape. He was struck by one of the bullets. The attorney for the victim's brother says they've heard nothing from investigators. He's calling this rescue attempt a calamity of errors.
If I am duct taped in a room and it's dark and I don't know what's going on and a piece of steel touches me that resembles a barrel, and I don't know if his eyes were covered or not, that wasn't clear, but of course I'm going to grab that and get it away from me.
York says at the same time, the victim's brother is still fighting to even see his 12-year-old nephew, who was taken by CPS the same day as the shooting. They have a hearing set for February 6th. The FBI is asking police not to release that agent's name. Now, we expect to get another update from police on the investigation in a few weeks. Rika?
All right, Janelle, thank you.
On to weather, another clear, sunny day outside, and it was nice, but it's going to cool down.
Oh, I love it. Blake is in for Brooks today. So, Blake, is this weather going to stick around for at least a few weeks?
Oh, how about just a few days? It looks like
man.
we've got, it looks like we've got rain chances moving back in the forecast just in time for this coming weekend. In fact, it is a beautiful day out there. You see one thin band of clouds pushing on up to the north now. So those of us in the downtown area will start to see those clouds clear out heading into the overnight hours. In fact, there's a live look out over West Houston. You can see the Galleria, the West Loop there, a disaster once again. I'll tell you, always a disaster out there. But as far as the weather goes, very, very nice. Now, what you can expect heading into this evening, 56 degrees, getting chilly pretty quick, 49 degrees heading into the overnight hours tonight, and we're looking for that super blue blood moon heading into tomorrow morning. We'll give you the full rundown on that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Blake. President Trump will give his first State of the Union address tonight.
It's the tone we can expect from the president and how some lawmakers will be taking a stand for women.
And food stamps for pets. We're sharing what you think about a fight to get government assistance for pet food.
Plus, we're calling it lawn mower genius. It's how this machine led police right to a ring of criminals.